the idea that Lech meant to stand up, not only to, I think it means go, but not only to go, but to go and stand up. I thought it really related well to the time because, I just voted last week for the first time. There's a ton of civil rights movements, and I think people feel that the times at hand are really important to express what they believe in. I'm Isaiah Baker. I am now 20 years old, and I'm talking to you from Florida.
Is there anything particular from your bar mitzvah that you like? Do you have any particular memories from your bar mitzvah?
Yeah, of course. The most heartfelt moment for me was they sung yes, the blessing of healing. Yes, and that song it was right before I went up to the Torah for the first time, and so they sung Misha Beira, and like that, and I just remember being filled with so much emotion because not only was like it felt like this really inspirational like religious connection, but like just like an epitome of everything coming together at once. Not only was I like becoming like going almost up to the Torah, so I had like all this preparation. I was about to go up, but then I was filled with not only like religious connection and the significance of the moment all tied together, and then with the blessing of healing for all these people. It just was really connected to me, and I whenever I hear that song again, I'm like I've been close to being brought to tears. Almost. It just feels really special to me. That's like the moment I remember most.
Wow, that's something. So, do you have a passage that you could read to us from your Dvar Torah back then that strikes you now?
Yeah, sure. Like I said, Lech Lecha. So my entire Dvar kind of is about it, but it summarizes at the end. So it says, so I'm just going to suggest that the next time you have the option to stand up for other people, you can decide whether or not to stand up. But always keep in mind what happened during the Holocaust, when not that many people stood up and many millions of people died. If you do decide to stand up, you could improve the world in so many ways. Even just a small thing could lead to a chain of small things that impact the greater cause. Therefore, I highly recommend that if you want to help someone, Lech Lecha, go forth and stand up for what is right.
That's great. So, you were saying why that kind of struck you now when you went back. What was it that spoke to you there, or how do you see it now?
Um, yeah, Lech Lecha, go forth. I interpreted that as to stand up, not only to go, but also to go and stand up for what you believe in. And right now it connected to me because I just voted for the first time like a week ago. And also with the civil rights and all these actions that are going on, especially right now. And it feels to me that this time period, a lot of people are standing up for what they believe in. And so that's why I think this connects especially well to the time at hand.
There are three paragraphs. The one at the bottom of page 2, that paragraph, and the next two. I would love if you would just read those.
Part of the parasha is where Abraham is asked to leave his birthplace. It reminds me of the righteous among nations during the Holocaust because of the few people who, Lech Lecha, went forth and stood up for other people. Those few brave souls who actually stood up for the Jews would take them in as strangers and hide them. They would hide them wherever they could, in the basement, in the attic, in the cellar, or in the crack between the porch and the ground. These people would not only try to save other people's lives, but also took on the risk that if Jews they kept got found out about, let's just say the Jews wouldn't be the only ones killed. When God said to Abraham, I will bless you and I will make your name great, God was telling Abraham that many people would know him. That links to the growth of a nation because by saving one life, you can save a lot of lives. As the Mishnah says, whoever kills a single soul, it is as if he killed the entire world. Whoever saves a single soul, it is as if he saved the entire world. When Abraham had been living at his birthplace his whole life, to leave the house where so many generations had lived before him would be very hard to do. It would also have been hard for a German to stand up against the Nazis. But if one person gets together with other friends and family, they would get together with their friends and their family and their friends and their family. It would just keep on spreading. That would make a huge stand and would make a lot of people rebel. The problem with this, however, is that if you stood up, you could lose friends, your reputation, and you can get in trouble with the law. And possibly you could lose your job and you might even lose your life.
So it's terrific. Thank you so much for picking a part to read to us.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for reaching out. Appreciate it.